Hello everyone, welcome back to the another virtual class of history. So today we are going to start a new chapter that is all about Delhi Sultanate, and in this chapter we'll discuss about Qutub Minar. So this is the one which is one of the most important sources which help us to know about the Delhi Sultanate, the architectural features and all. As per the reduced syllabus, this is the only part given over here. So after this, some of the administrative features of Delhi Sultanate also will discuss. So let's start our today's class. So first of all, we need to understand that Delhi Sultanate was established in the year 1206. So you can see here 1206, right? So in 1206, Qutbuddin Aibak, one of the trusted slave of Muhammad Ghori, he was given in charge of the territory occupied by Muhammad Ghori. So let me tell you one more thing. Two Muslim rulers invaded India with two different motives. One was Mahmud of Ghazni. Okay, he invaded India in order to make his empire Ghazni more and more powerful. For that, he needed a wealth, and to acquire wealth, he turned his attention towards India. So he looted India. He invaded India for 17 times. 17 times he came to India. He plundered the wealth of India and he took back the wealth. Okay, but Mahmud of Ghori. So there is a difference of 150 years between the invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. Okay, so Muhammad Ghori decided not to plunder the wealth of India but to settle in India. So he settled in India. So later on he returned back, and then the territories occupied by Muhammad Ghori was handed over to his trusted generals, and one of the trusted general was Qutbuddin Aibak, and he was a slave. So that time purchase and selling of slaves were rampant. So slavery system was there. So he was a very good boy from the childhood. He treated all his slaves like his own children because he did not have his own son. Mahmud Ghori did not have his own son. That is why he treated all his slaves as his own son. So he gave them proper education. All the warfare techniques were taught to them. Proper all the things required to become a proper ruler and a general and a military general was taught to the slaves. So that means Qutbuddin Aibak was one of the trusted general of Mahmud of Ghori. So after the death of Muhammad Ghori, Qutbuddin Aibak established a rule in India which came to be known as Delhi Sultanate. Okay, Delhi Sultanate, and this was established in the year 1206. And Delhi Sultanate lived up to how many years? 1290. 1290. Okay, so slave dynasty ruled from 1206 to 1290. So altogether, if you talk about the entire rule of Delhi Sultanate, so I may say it started from 1206 and it ended in 1526. This was the time when Babur invaded India. Babur invaded India in 1526, in which Battle of Panipat was fought, in which Ibrahim Lodi was defeated. Okay, so this date I have mentioned is only about the rule of slave dynasty. Many dynasties ruled. Okay, one after another, many rulers came, and this is the era of slave dynasty. After that, many other dynasties ruled in Delhi Sultanate. So the most important part we are going to discuss today is all about Qutub Minar. Some of the architectural features of Qutub Minar, we'll discuss about it, who built it, okay, and what is the exact position of Qutub Minar right now. Even today, Qutub Minar is standing tall in Delhi. Okay, even I visited once over there. Okay, so you can see here Qutub Minar was built. Qutub Minar was started during the time of Qutbuddin Aibak, the first ruler of slave dynasty, in the year 1199. It was started in the year 1199 and it was completed in the year 1230. Okay, it was completed by 1230 by Iltutmish. You can see here. Okay, Iltutmish. Iltutmish. Okay, so Iltutmish was his successor. So he continued the construction of Qutub Minar, and then it was completed in the year 1230. Okay, so let us now discuss some of the other important features. So why it was named Qutub Minar? So many of the students are confused that it is because Qutubuddin Ayyubid. You can see here, this is the part. Qutubuddin Ayyubid was one of the most important saint. Okay, he was a Muslim saint. Qutubuddin Aibak, another person, I'm not talking about this slave ruler. Qutubuddin Aibak was a Muslim saint. Okay, his name was Qutubuddin Us. Okay, his name was Qutubuddin of Us. This man was he lived near Baghdad. Us is a place which is near Baghdad. Qutubuddin was of Us, Us, and this place is near Baghdad. He was a Muslim saint. On his name, this minar is been named Qutubuddin. That means Qutub Minar. Okay. Now you can see here some of the architectural features and what are the things, like I have mentioned it over here. If you want, you can note it down also. The first one you can see here, it is circular tower. You can see it is a circular tower. That means from the base it goes up and it decreases its size. The circumference completely decreases. Okay. Now you can see here that it is of 13.8 meter in diameter. At the base, the circular circumference is 13.8 in diameter, and when it rises up, okay, when it rises up, it goes on diminishing. It becomes the diameter goes on diminishing. Okay, and 3 meter at the summit. 3. When it reaches to the top, what is the diameter? 3 meter. So you can see how slowly and gradually when it rises up, it is diminished. Okay. So next one is that it consists of 5 stories. How many stories are there? 5 stories are there in different patterns. In different patterns, 5 stories are there. Okay. Now, what is the original height and what is the present? You can see our original height was 70.5 meter. 70.5 meter with 4 stories. How many? 4 stories. Later it consists of 5 stories. I told you. Later on it was raised. Later on it was raised. Okay, so 70.5 meter was the original height of Qutub Minar, and it had how many stories? 4 stories. Okay, and in the year 1369, it was damaged by lightning. Due to lightning, it was damaged. In 1369, it was damaged due to lightning. Okay, and after that, that was the time of Firuz Shah Tughlaq, and Firuz Shah Tughlaq, what did he do? He repaired it and all, and he little bit raised the height of Qutub Minar. It was raised. It was raised by Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, and one more thing is mentioned over here. You can see balconies have small arches which are beautifully decorated. All the balconies, when you raise up, okay, in a circular way, when you come out, balconies are there, and all those balconies have small arches which are beautifully designed. I did not get a chance to go up, permission was not there, but other people, those who have visited the place, they can better give us a proper idea about those arches and all. So it is balconies have small arches which are beautifully decorated. Okay, so this is some of the important characteristic features of Qutub Minar. It was properly and beautifully decorated. Okay, and it has been mentioned that it is the tallest minaret. It is the tallest minaret which has not surpassed in height even in later periods. So now the question comes over here: why this what you call it Qutub Minar was built? What was the purpose of Qutub Minar? So simple, we have to depend upon belief or what people have said or what people had opined about Qutub Minar. It has been mentioned, it is believed that the tower was built for a muezzin to call the faithful for prayers. That means prayers, in order to call the people, Muslim people, for prayers, like you can see 5 times a day azan, you hear it from the mosque. Okay, it is from the today we have loudspeaker and also we don't have to reach to the tower, but that time it was not there. So people believe that this was built in order to call the people for prayer, come for prayers in the mosque and all. Okay, so muezzin is a person who looks and takes care of the mosque and all. His duty is to call the people 5 times a day for the prayer in the mosque and all. So for that, azan is given from the minaret. It is believed, I don't know to what extent it is true, but it is believed that the tower was built for muezzin to call the faithful for prayers. Faithful means those who are faithful to God, they are called for the prayers. Or the second is that the second second opinion of the people is that it may have been constructed to commemorate the Muslim victory over the Rajputs. So it was believed that it might have been made to commemorate the victory of the Muslims over the Rajputs. So these are some of the beliefs. Which one is true? We don't have idea. So maybe it was just to keep an eye on the enemy side. Okay, top of the person who is there, he will be looking after the activities outside the territory. Any foreign aggression is there or not? If any enemy aggressions are not. So it can be. A lot of possibilities are there for which Qutub Minar was built. So Qutub Minar is still the attractive tourist site in Delhi. Whoever visits Delhi, they go there once to visit that place. Okay, it's a beautiful place. Okay, I told you I have visited once there. It is a beautiful place. Always crowds are there. Structures are Qutub Minar is there. Rest of the structures are old. Old. It is about to fall. Okay, but still people go there and they take pictures and all. It is one of the historical monument. The importance of that is that it gives us some of the important ideas about the Sultanate period. Okay, so which started in the year 1206 and ended in how many years? So 1526. Okay, just you can see how long Delhi Sultanate ruled our country. After that, 1526, then another Muslim rule, that is the Mughal rule, starts in our country. So there is a lot of controversy regarding this history, that who wrote this history, why Muslim period is glorified. So that is something different. So Delhi Sultanate we have discussed, and this is Qutub Minar we have discussed. So hope you all have understood this part. Okay, so Qutub Minar is one of the tallest, okay, minaret in India till today. Okay, and it has also been it is just in front of Qutub Minar. One more thing I forgot to tell you. Just in front of Qutub Minar there is a magnificent gate. There is a magnificent gate, and it was built by Alauddin Khilji. It was built by Alauddin Khilji. This gate is called Alai Darwaza. This name of the gate is Alai Darwaza. Okay, it is a gem of Turco-Afghan architecture. This architecture which has been depicted over there, it has been said that it is a gem of Turco-Afghan architecture. If you happen to go, just visit once over there. Okay, so this is one of the most architectural design or the feature of that time. That time engineers were not there. Sometimes I wonder how this Qutub Minar was erected. Today we have all the modern equipments and machineries. Any that type of Qutub Minar, thousands of Qutub Minar we can build today. But the time when it was built, no, I told this 1199. What facility they had? What type of engineering was done over that time? I didn't see any cut mark or joint mark. It is simply as raised pillar. How it was done, sometimes even historians they wonder. They wonder about the architectural style of the Sultanate and all. Okay, and it was completed by Iltutmish in the year 1230. So this is what I wanted to share with you all and wanted to teach you. It is part of your syllabus also. Hope you all have understood this part. So this part only you have to go through it, because you will be asked the question like when Qutub Minar was built, who built Qutub Minar, why what is name Qutub, on whose name Qutub Minar was named. Write down some of the characteristic features of Qutub Minar. So these are the questions asked in your exams, annual exams or whichever exams are conducted. Okay, so hope you all have understood it. So we'll meet again next time. So till then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.